Excellent. Thanks, Lily. So thank you for joining today's to learn more about the CoreNet CREST Mentorship Mentee Program for 2024. Um, I know we have some past mentors on here and hopefully some new prospective mentors as well. Any questions that you might have that come up during the presentation, just feel free to drop them in the chat and we'll be answering questions on the last slide. My name is Russell Chin with Liberty Mutual, and I am also joined by Abby Bott from STV. Here. All right. So first, we'd like to thank our corporate partners. Next, we'd like to thank our platinum sponsors. And then also our gold and silver sponsors. All right. Just a couple upcoming events. We have on April 25th, the alumni panel Ask the Experts. On May 2nd, we have New England Biolabs Tour. On May 23rd, it's the Awards of Excellence. June 6th is the State of the Market, What's Next? And June 13th is the Simply Safe Tour. And then on October 8th is the annual golf tournament. All right. So CoreNet New England has partnered with CREST for many years now, and we've definitely seen a benefit for both sides through this program. It's been something that has been important to CoreNet New England, and it's something that we would like to continue the relationship. With that being said, I'd like to hand it over to the CREST team, which includes Jason and Sandra.
Thank you, Russell. And again, my name is Jason Pugh, and I lead CREST recruiting efforts. Very glad to be here today. I'd, of course, like to extend a heartfelt thank you to both Abby and Russell. You've been integral parts of this program, and so thank you so much for all the work that you've been putting into the 2024 mentoring program. I see Mark Watkins is on the call, and Mark, you've definitely paved the way for this relationship, and so thank you so much for that dedication and support. It's definitely truly appreciated. To those employers out there who have already signed on as CREST employers, I'd like to also express that gratitude. But for those who have not yet signed on, it's not too late. Our pool does still boast a number of highly motivated and talented students eagerly awaiting those potential roles. And so if you do have an interest or your firm is interested in the CREST intern this summer, I'd definitely urge you to follow up with me at the conclusion of this meeting. In terms of the mentoring program, our student cohort comprises individuals at various stages of their academic and professional journeys. And so we have juniors, seniors, and graduate students, and perhaps even an advanced sophomore in the mix for this upcoming year. And their academic backgrounds are quite diverse, really reflecting that richness of perspectives that they're able to bring to the table as they begin to explore both corporate and commercial real estate. Your mentorship plays a crucial role in fostering both those personal and professional development for our students throughout the summer. I think it's important to recognize that the learning in these mentoring relationships is really a two-way street. And so as mentors, you'll undoubtedly glean insights from the mentees and really gain a number of their perspectives throughout the summers as they're at their place of work, in addition to working on their own professional development with that mentor. Within our diversity, equity, and inclusion framework here at CREST, your involvement is paramount. And so by mentoring these early career professionals, you're actively contributing to their inclusion in corporate and commercial real estate. And so we're very thankful for you giving your time and effort into these students in terms of building them up to enter into the field. I think as mentors, it's also important to realize that you commit to providing that regular support to the interns throughout the summer and actively engaging those mentors through the 10-week summer internship program. Again, that goal is to really help them hone those professional skills and expand their networks and also explore potential career opportunities within real estate. Remember that they are eager to learn from you and that you'll, of course, continue to learn from them. And it's really that reciprocal relationship and exchange of ideas and experiences throughout the summer. And it's our hope that these relationships can remain in place at the conclusion of those 10 weeks. And so thank you once again for that dedication and support and interest in being a mentor. And I know that together we can really empower this next generation of students entering into the field. I'll turn it over to my colleague, Sandra King, to continue on about the program.
Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you for the opportunity to be here. And Russell, if you could go to the next slide. Okay. We are sharing the class of 2023 cohort to give you a sense of the strength and diversity of the students who have participated in our program. This is just a snapshot of the history of the 10 years of CREST. We recruit and interview and place really talented, assertive, and engaged young people who have some marginal experience with commercial real estate, others a little bit more experience. But collectively, what our goal is, CoreNet's goal, CREST's goal, the industry's goal, is to be sure that we're able to attract these very talented young people to the industry. And the role that you play, the CoreNet team plays in this goal and in sharing these values, is that you provide a platform for these students to engage one-on-one on a personal and professional level with experts in the industry. This is a unique and very, very valued relationship. Our students tell me, because many of you may or may not know that they have to report in every Thursday about their experiences of the previous week for the 10 weeks that they're participating in the program. Our students share with me the importance and capacity of the mentor relationship that they've had, and in particular, the ones that have extended beyond the 10 weeks of the CREST program. So the value that you bring, I think we all know and share. But the piece that I ask our students and mentors and mentees to hold really dear is about relationships. And these relationships will extend long beyond the 10 weeks. Sometimes they're direct and highly interactive, and other times they'll be happenstance. And I can't tell you how many times over the last maybe 5 or 6 years that I will get an email or a text from one of our previous CREST participants telling me about the reconnection that they've made with someone that they met through CoreNet, through any of the other industry associations, that has helped them to continue to propel them in their work in the industry. So thank you for that. And I, like Jason, welcome any questions, and either on this call or by email or in chat, so that we can be sure to attract as many mentors as possible. Right now, Jason and I are feeling very, very good about the number of students that we have already placed and the number of students in the pipeline. We're not reporting those numbers yet because it's rolling, but trust me, you're going to be very, very pleased with the cohort that we're putting together for 2024.
Excellent. Give me 1 second. There we go. Just some general information, and thank you both, Jason and Sandra, for talking about CREST. And it's been a wonderful program, and we look to continue the program with CoreNet. So thank you very much, and thank you for joining today. Just some general information on the program. So the CREST mentorship, as Jason and Sandra mentioned, it runs for 10 weeks, and it's going to start on June 3rd and go through the end of August. Ends on August 9th. There will also be an in-person meet and greet of the program that's right now tentatively scheduled for June 11th. And it's highly encouraged that you meet with your mentee in person at least 3 times over that 10-week period. Depending on demand, we'll also be hosting a virtual How to Be a Good Mentor session depends on how much demand there is for that. We also did it last year as well. And then we'll also be doing some advisory check-ins several times throughout the length of the program. Just kind of a history on the mentor-mentee program. It started with CoreNet and CREST in 2021. And in 2021 and 2022, it was more of a, if an intern wanted a mentor, we would pair them up with someone within CoreNet. And it was more of a as needed basis. But in 2023, CREST had actually asked us to pair all CREST interns with mentors. So we were actually able to pair 26 mentors with CREST interns last year. And this year for 2024, we're hoping to pair between 25 and 30 mentors with all the CREST interns again. With that being said, I will hand it over to Abby.
Thank you, Russell. Hello, everyone. I just wanted to kind of provide an overview of who can be a mentor and why should you opt to be a mentor. As all of us know, a mentorship is kind of relationship that you develop with your mentee over the period of time. A mentor is a trusted and a significant advisor who is also a very good listener, and somebody you can look up to and learn from. A mentor, and one of my favorite quote is, a mentor is not someone who walks ahead of you and tells you what to do. It's someone who walks along with you and kind of guide you. So your being a mentor is not about providing a solution. It's about providing guidance and listening to all the problems. This year, we're asking that if you have at least 5 to 8 years of experience, then you should apply for the mentorship. And another favorite quote is, in learning you'll teach, and in teaching you'll learn. And that's what brings us to why you should apply for this mentorship. Russell, can you? So it is a shared opportunity for you to grow and help a student grow. It helps you become a better leader and helps you give back to the community. It's a relationship where you give and you get at the same time. At least what I have realized, I always come up with a new perspective, a new idea. I always learn from a mentee or somebody who's younger than me, always keeps me on my toes with the new technology, new ideas. So it's always something that you learn from, not just you kind of give your perspective and teach, you also learn from them. It increases your own sense of self-worth. You are giving back to the community. You're helping a new leader to grow, and you provide a guidance to them. So it helps you increase your self-worth, and you always make a new relationship in the professional world and in this community. So it's not just about helping others, it's about helping yourself grow as well. Some of the characteristics of being a good mentor, one being the foremost is the time to invest. This relationship needs some of the time commitment from the mentor side and from the mentees. So you should be ready to invest some time and stick to those commitments. One of the things that I realized that during these sessions that you have with your mentee, probably you would share some of anecdotes of your life. The mentee would share that you would probably not share in a professional setting, but just to kind of, you develop the relationship, you share certain stories, certain embarrassments, to teach and guide. So confidentiality is one of the key aspect of this relationship, especially in a professional setting. It's very important to be a good listener, to have an open communication, and not provide solution to every problem, but also provide the guidance and motivation and eventually establish goal for your mentee. So these are some of the things that you should be working on once you're in that program with your mentee, and help them set up a goal that you both can work towards. For this program, our expectations in terms of time commitment is that you should plan to spend at least half hour to an hour a week at least, whether it's virtually or in person, that totally depends on you, but you should plan to have at least 2 to 3 in-person meeting with the mentee, because there's no way a virtual meeting can, bring that, establish that relationship that a in-person meeting can do. We also highly encourage that you attend in-person events, the CoreNet events or any other organization events, any other organization. If you attend in person, we encourage you to invite your mentee, plan to meet in those events, introduce them to the industry and your colleagues and your connections so that you can help them build their own relationship and their own professional network. You can schedule one-on-one or you can meet in events, totally up to you, but we highly encourage you to meet a couple of times in person. With that, over to you, Russell.
Excellent. Thanks, Abby. A couple testimonials from past mentors. So the first one is Denise from North Star, who I know is on the call. So thank you, Denise. So North Star has sponsored, Denise says that North Star has sponsored CREST interns yearly and has welcomed the opportunity to support the organization by being a mentor. This mentorship has helped her in her own career and leadership development, and it's been rewarding to be able to help share knowledge, access to her network, and also help build a relationship with the mentee. Next, we have a testimonial from August from Iron Mountain. So August talks about how it's been a valuable experience for both the mentor and the mentee. He's developed a sense of trust between both of them, and mentors have really helped him throughout his career, and it's kind of his way of giving back. So thank you both to Denise and August for those testimonials. And then we have a testimonial from a past mentee. So this is Ohima, who was a CREST intern last year with Margulies Peruzzi. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong, but she discusses how the CREST internship program in CoreNet was an invaluable experience. Her mentor provided a wealth of wisdom, offering professional, educational, and personal advice. She was grateful for her experience, and she looks forward to what the future has to bring to her. All right, and then actually, just myself. So I've been a mentor for 2 CREST interns in the past, and it's been a very rewarding experience for myself as well. You kind of build that comfort zone with your mentee where you can kind of be open to discuss maybe how their internship's going, what they're enjoying the most, maybe things or tasks that they're not enjoying as much or maybe not liking. There are areas within corporate real estate that they might want to learn more about, that maybe you have some connections or network that you can kind of connect them with. For some of these interns, it might be their first time working in a professional environment, so they may be leaning on you for advice on how to interact in certain situations or how to manage their time. We do the best that we can to try to help guide them to a successful internship and also into a great career.
Russell, this is Sandra, if I
Sure.
may just interject there on the level of impact that mentors have on mentees. I recall in one of the weekly reports that one of the mentees had been invited to a clam bake someplace on the North Shore, and she had never seen a lobster or eaten a lobster. And she was with her boss, but luckily she ran into her mentor there as well, and the mentor guided her through the eating of her first lobster.
That's one of those invaluable experiences that it's tough to replicate. So that is also what a mentor is for as well. Thank you, Sandra. So with that being said, how do you apply to be a mentor? So there's going to be a link. We'll send this PowerPoint presentation out after the meeting, but there's going to be a link to the CoreNet New England webpage for our CREST page, and there you'll find instructions on how to apply. So there's going to be a PDF document that you can fill out, and then once that document's completed, you send it over to Lily, and that'll be basically your application to be considered for the opportunity. All applicants must complete the form to be considered for the 2024 mentorship opportunity, and the deadline to complete that application is April 26th. With that being said, we're back to questions, and we'd love to hear any comments or feedback also from past mentors. So with that being said, we'll kind of open the floor. I know I think we had some potential comments in the chat as well.
Yeah, and I just want to I just want to bring it up since there was one of the question that we highly encourage everyone to attend the meet and greet, because this gives an opportunity to meet your mentee in person if you haven't had the chance before this event. But this is not a requirement. We all understand life happens and we all have our own plans given it's summer. So it does not preclude you from applying. Please apply for the mentorship. And if you cannot make it to this event, it is absolutely fine.
Thanks, Abby. I'm just going through the comments right now. I do see
Yeah.
one from Steven. Is there a target closing ceremony date? Is that August 9th, the end date for the CREST team?
Yes, I
August.
answered. It is the closing date.
Yes.
And
Perfect.
the place has not been decided as yet, but the time typically has been from noon until 2. There's a lovely luncheon and then the award ceremony. And we ask 2 of the interns as well as 2 employers to share their perspective with the attendees at that event.
It's on my calendar.
And Mark takes a lot of pictures.
There's a lot to take pictures of. It's a phenomenal event. I joined because I think that this is such an incredible program, and I feel there's an honor to be involved. It's such a world-class program that the CREST team has put together. You all just did a phenomenal job giving an outline, so I don't think I even need to speak. Abby, I think, may have been the one that had her first lobster with Kristen when they went to the clam bake. So I recall hearing something similar, Abby Lenz. And, I guess I'd have one recommendation. As they noted, it takes time. And you're not just naturally a good mentor, but it's a great skill set to have. There was a TED Talk that somebody had recommended, I believe, on one of these previous sessions last year or the year before. And I can't remember who it was, but there was a 15-minute TED Talk. And I think it was as simple as how to be a good mentor. And just watching that helped me, I think, be able to be a better listener, be a better mentor, make sure that I made time and met with them on a weekly basis. But it's such a great way to give back, and it's so well aligned with our mantra of doing good by doing well. It's really good to hear that you've got a great pipeline, and I think we should monitor the list. And if we've got to, quote unquote, market this internally, I'm happy to do whatever I can, whether it's at any roundtable dinners or any Real Advantage programs. I'm sure we'll be able to get some amazing mentors. But before we know it, they're going to be on board, and it's going to be June.
Yes. Yep. Thank you, Mark. All right, I think, are there any other questions?
I think you answered everything.
Yeah, I think with that, we can wrap this up. Russell, do you have any?
No, just like we mentioned earlier, we'll send the presentation out after to everyone that was able to attend this call. And yeah, we look forward to it. Please let myself or Abby know if you guys have any questions.
Yeah, about the only thing that I would suggest, because we had such a fabulous class of mentors last year, I would reach out to every one of them and say the CREST team would welcome them back.
We actually, Sandra, we've already reached out to the past mentors and we've gotten a lot of interest back. So
great. Thanks. Thank
Sure.
them on our behalf, please. Thank you.
Absolutely.
We absolutely will.